Hello and welcome to Big Red Journeys. I'm your host Big Red, and on today's journey we're checking out the 2024 OC Fair here at the OC Fairgrounds. It's been many years since I've been here, so I'm going to treat this as if it's pretty much a brand new experience for me. But we're going to go around the whole venue, check it out, show you what's here, and of course try some delicious food along the way, and I'll give you my best tips and tricks so that you can have a great 2024 fair season. So be careful along with me on this journey. Let's go. Parked and entered in right near the green gate. There's actually 3 gates in which you can come here to the OC Fair. There's the green gate, which is behind me. This is the one that's going to be closest to the actual amphitheater. So, little tip here, if you plan on kind of going to one of the shows at the amphitheater, that might actually be the best spot for you to try to park, and that is through gate 3 and when you try to get into the parking lot off the freeway. Then there's the orange gate and the blue gate. The blue gate is kind of like the main gate per se in the front of the fair, and then the orange is going to be the closest to the midway games and the games and rides itself over there. OC Fair for parking wise is $15. They have it's kind of like almost like baseball lot style, where it's just a one large parking lot around this area, and it's all $15 no matter where you park, which is nice. No preferred. There is electrical vehicle parking if you do need it. They charge by the kilowatt hour, and then it's like $5 per hour after that. But then pretty much charge your vehicle, move to a different spot. But we're going to go over to a map over here so we can get some direction on what we're going to be doing today. The way I like to kind of explain how the OC Fair is, in my opinion, is that it's really one large T. You got the fairway lane right over here, and then this main, there is a T. Of course, there's some, which ways and their ways and whatnot, but based upon my experience of the OC Fair, as well as just from people who have been telling me, is really kind of just starting on one side, whichever way you go, working your way across, and then kind of doing this big old loop right here. You got Centennial Farm, Fair Square. That's the majority of what's going to be in this lower portion. And of course, Plaza Pacifica, which is mainly just the amphitheater. So that, as you can see, that takes up a good portion of the fair footprint. You're going to have the family fairway, lots of rides. This is going to be more of your kiddie-sized rides. Obviously, lots of food and vendors, and a few shopping vendors as well too. The main mall, that's where you're going to have both the competition exhibits, the collections, the hobby, arts and crafts, as well as the vendors that you always see around town that's selling, as seen on TV, products like that. This is the HANGAR. This is the venue that's going to have a lot of concerts as well too, mainly cover bands. The headliners are going to be playing over at the Pacific Amphitheater. Moving down over, we got Livestock Pavilions over this way, as well as the sports arena right over there. The carnival, that's going to be where most of your midway games are going to be, the little bit larger ones, as well as of the rides, as well as some food vendors. Going down to Fair Square and Centennial Farm, that is an actual working farm, and it kind of gives a little insight into farm life, agricultural type of living. And the fair is open every day except for Mondays and Tuesdays. Pricing is going to be, if you come here on a Wednesday or Thursday, it's $13 for adults. Friday and Saturday and Sunday is $15 for adults. And no matter the day, it's always going to be $9 for seniors and children ages 6 to 12. Under 6, you're going to be absolutely free to the fair. They do also have an everyday passport, so if you do plan to come to the fair probably like at least about 4 times throughout the whole season, it's $60, but that gives you unlimited admission throughout the whole fair. That's not bad. So 4 times breaks even. And the reason that's also another special value is because they do have a daily limit attendance for the fair. They kind of cap it off. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's always best to buy your tickets ahead of time online if you know of a particular date that you're going to. But the passport allows you to come in no matter what, even if technically the limit has already been reached. And when it comes to the shows here, we're talking about the actual rock concerts, the headliners that are going to be playing either the Pacific Amphitheater, the HANGAR, or even if it's like the monster truck shows or the demolition derby happening at the Action Sports Arena. All of those are separate ticketed events. They are not included with your admission to the fair. But if you were to purchase a ticket for those particular shows, the price of them does include admission to the fair. So if you have a particular concert or act that you want to see, if you're a big fan of monster trucks, that's probably the best way for you to do it, is to buy a ticket for that particular show, and you're actually technically saving money off the admission costs. I looked at a cost right now. Pacific Amphitheater, the shows are ranging anywhere from about $25 to $200 depending on the act, as well as if you're doing like upgrades or VIPs or whatnot. The HANGAR, about $20 to $25 per act that plays on there, and the sports arena about $19 to $35 give or take. But again, that might be a best way for you to do it that way, so you get both the show and admission to the fair. So we're just going to kind of take a quick walk around. We're going to show you everything that has to do with the fair, because it's been a very, very long time since I personally have been here to this fair. So it's going to be almost like if it was new for me. And of course, show you what's around, and of course, try some delicious foods. And this is something that's really of note. The OC Fair provides, thanks to the Mesa Water District, chilled water in which you can actually refill your water bottle. So look at that. They got these spigots right here, filtered, nice, clean, cool water. So bring yourself your water bottle and save some money, both on beverages as well as stay hydrated during the hot days. Here we have the beginning of the very famous Sky Ride. You can see it pretty much travels the length of the fair. Always a fun little ride, but this is the main boulevard of things where it's actually continuing straight. On the right hand side will end up being the exhibit halls, and then you end up going to the midway. Livestock will be a little bit further. Oh, and this is also going to be where the all Alaskan racing pigs are going to be, as well as, of course, this is where the Pacific Amphitheater is going to be. They also do have a stage show over here as well too. Looks like there's a band performing live. One really cool thing about the OC Fair, unlike San Diego Fair, is they have the taste of the fair every day of the fair. So $5 every day between 11 and 4 o'clock. Not all the vendors do, but most of the vendors will have a $5 taste of the fair item. Usually it's like a half-size portion or half the size of a drink portion. But for $5, I like that better because not only are you saving a little bit of money, but it gives you the ability in the room to be able to try multiple things here. So instead of you spending $13, $15 for one large item that you yourself can't finish, or even you sharing it with people, now for $5, you can eat it yourself, share with it, have more room in your belly to try more fair food. And again, that is every day of the fair between 11 and 4 o'clock. After 4 o'clock, it's full price. So like I said, a $5 taste of the fair. The Tasty Chip, a small size, and we ordered some, and that's actually a decent amount of chips for $5. That's pretty good. Always a favorite treat of mine. Every fair that they're here, I have to have. So 5 out of 5. One of my favorite, and again, the $5 taste of the fair, because of the smaller portions, we're gonna have an easier time sharing the food, so that I'll be able to have a little bit more fill of some food variety here, and I love that. And obviously save a few dollars as well too. Also, I've been noticing just in the short period that we've been here, lots of good amount of like picnic bench seating and some shade with these beautiful trees. So you get to cool off a little bit, which is nice. My buddy Chicken Charlie, of course, is representing very well here. San Diego guy, he has his own restaurant down in San Diego. We'll probably try something of his a little bit later. But we are coming across the next bigger fork in the road, which if we go down, continue down this way to our right, it will take you straight down to Centennial Farm. Also, you can start to see that there is some of the vendor booths right over there. You see the big shopping hall right there. If we continue on forward this way, we're going to end up going towards the larger midway, as well as the animals and livestock. Always keep an eye out for the info booths. This one has a relatively large question mark on there. They'll have maps for you for available. FYI, the OC Fair is a smoke and vape-free facility. But of course, there is an overview of the map. You can grab a copy for yourself. There's also specifically, because again, $5 Taste of the Fair is happening every day till 4 o'clock. They got a little foodie guide for that. The large food guide for everything else that's not necessarily Taste of the Fair related. And this is a nice little reprieve from the heat. They got this little Mr. fan going on here, so you can take a moment. I'm standing right in front of it, and I'm feeling pretty cool. This whole area surrounding it is actually doing a very good job. There is lots, of course, alcohol stands. You do need to get your ID checked there, but they do have plenty of alcohol options. Booth-wise, if you've seen any of my previous fair videos, you probably will see some very familiar faces that were at San Diego Fair or other fairs. You know, they do a lot of the fair circuit, so they go from city to city, state to state. We're going to be coming up close to the hangar, and you can see how it's appropriately named the hangar, because it literally looks like a big old plane hangar. And good to know the OC Fair still participates in a refillable souvenir cup. You can purchase them for $6.03 here. It's a pretty good, so you can see compared to like a size medium cup there. But it goes to any of the vendors who have fountain drinks. Refill is $3.71 plus tax. Comes out to be about $4. So that is a pretty good deal. And again, bring that to you every day of the fair. Save some money. And this is the $5 sampler. It wasn't as big as I thought it would be, but it is a technically it's 2 pork ribs. So we'll try it. This again was $5. Little taster. Again, sometimes you get bigger portions and then smaller portions. So it's not prepared like the style of ribs that I would prefer. Definitely extra smoky, mesquite wood. You can tell it's not as sweet as normal. It was a little bit more charred than I would probably prefer, but I still had very good flavor. Barbecue sauce is okay, just a general barbecue sauce. Definitely not their own. This is definitely some sort of company's brand, but it was okay. 3.5 out of 5. And this would be what I would consider the main crossroads. So again, we're in the middle of the fair. This is pretty much middle. That way, livestock, larger midway. That way, smaller midway, Pacific Amphitheater. That way, the main front portion of the fair. And on both sides over here, our left and to our right, are the main exhibit halls and vending areas. I was doing a little bit of research as to why there's such a big theming here for airplanes and military history. Was because apparently this whole area in which the OC Fair was built upon used to be the Santa Ana Army Air Base during the World War II era. I forget the exact years, but that is why there's a large history of aeronautics, military history in this particular region. So the hangar is kind of an ode and a recognition of that history here within the Costa Mesa area. So that's pretty cool. And then checking out the hangar real quick, you can see it looks like there's some mariachi and some folklorico music. So in the hangar, there's going to be obviously performances like tonight, the day that we're here, there's a Phil Collins tribute band that's going to be performing here. And that was part of the whole, if you buy the ticket to have a reserved seat here, you also get fair admission. Well, the chairs and this whole hangar is available until 5 o'clock. So you can sit down, enjoy the AC, the coolness, watch the performances. Anybody who's performing or playing on stage, check it out, have a good time. And then at 5 o'clock, you won't be able to have access to this one, or there's no performances going on until that band who's performing that night is going to be up here, at which point only ticketed people can sit in the seats. But this whole back area right over here, and even just this open area right here in front of the hangar, completely open, and there's no way to prevent you from actually just standing and watching the show. Obviously you can't sit down if you don't have tickets for it, but just watch a free show out in a little bit of a distance. We're continuing walking down again. We're going to now kind of crossing into the other half of the fair, and this is going to be more so the livestock area and in the beginning of the midway games and rides. And the rides are those for the larger, more thrill-seeking kids. To our left is Baja Bar and Grill. So this is actually a restaurant. You can actually sit down and enjoy yourself. They do have, as the name implies, mainly Mexican affair of food. But they also have a area in which a band plays every night here. So that is a form of entertainment. I don't see the stage per se necessarily, but I'm sure it's somewhere over here. And we'll come across them as we go along in the fair. But there, I believe, are a total of 6 stages or performing areas. So unlike the San Diego Fair, some of the other fairs, where they may have entertainment that's at a certain area and they're there almost every day performing multiple times a day, here at the OC Fair, they have entertainment, but it's mainly like community-based programs or entertainment from the local area. So you're gonna have everything from, theater groups, dance groups, from the kids to the adults, musicians, professional and amateur, whatever the case may be. And so each day, the talent entertainment is going to be different. So unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you that, hey, this is who you can expect to see every day of the fair, because it's going to be completely different when you come here to the fair. French fry, wall burgers, Marky Marker and a Funky Bunch. We got funnel cakes, corn dogs. Over here we have some pony rides, but let's mention first and foremost over here, the Action Sports Arena. This is the other portion, or this is the other stage in which you can purchase tickets to see whatever. Mainly they have demolition derbies, they have monster trucks. A couple days ago, we're here on a Sunday, but this past weekend they had the Brouhaha, which I guess was like a beer festival that they had. But again, tickets to anything that happens at the sports arena does include admission to the fair. So what makes it a Mexican funnel cake? Is it just churros? Isn't it just a long churro then at that point? Well, there we go. I just answered my own question. What is a Mexican funnel cake? It's a churro made from scratch, woven into a funnel cake shape. And there she be. Look at that. We've been remarking about the fact that there really is a lot of open seating here at the fair, and everything for the most part has like a tent or a shade or a tree that really gives it good coverage. So that is a really good facet about this area. We're gonna enjoy our Mexican funnel cake right over here. They also got a Western saloon and whiskey bar. And you know your boy loves his whiskey. Let's dig into this funnel cake here while we listen to Miss Shania in the background. Ooh, that's really good. First of all, it was very fresh. Even for the small little $5 sample, this is a pretty good size one compared to some of the larger ones that they have there. Granted, they don't put all the main toppings, like you can get like strawberry and chocolate and Oreos and all. This is just basic whipped cream with cinnamon sugar. But the churros are fresh, they're thin, so you're not eating too much, and they're just the right amount of fried. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. These are really good. So now we would be on the right-hand upper corner of the map, and this is the livestock area. There are 3 main pavilions, or I guess areas for the livestock area. You're gonna have the one tent over here. This is the showing gallery, showing pen, and then one more over there as well too. Currently right now, it looks like we got some llama judging going on. Oh, it's llama agility. And that, folks, was llama agility. If you've never seen it before, now you have. And currently at the time of the recording of this video, we have llamas, sheep, and goat on displays at the moment here. The animals will vary potentially on the week that you show up. I do know that they obviously will have pigs as well later. They'll have cows, they'll have guinea pigs and rabbits at one point too. So depending on if you have a particular animal that you really want to see, you may want to check the schedule before you actually show up. And this one here is named Opie. Hello, Opie. Oh, the belly rubs. Oh. This one loves the belly. You can see. Oh, he's enjoying himself. Here we have a little goat judging going on right now. There's also the Great American Petting Farm that we can go check out. They are free to go inside and pet the animals, but it is additional cost if you wish to have feed. And they give it to you in like a little ice cream cup or cone, and you can feed it to the animals that are in there. Okay, Laura Keaton counter. You take a wonderful photo with some exotic birds here. $5 per entry. And then there's one here about giant snakes. Apparently it's a 23-foot long, 260-pound reticulated python. And it's $5 admission to check it out. Let's go inside the Great American Petting Farm. Looks like they have a variety of sheep and goats here. They have alpacas, a llama right over there. Hey, oh, look at him. Oh, you're having a good old time there, aren't you? This one just enjoys a good scratch. Oh, this guy's got the right idea. Taking a little nap in the shade. That's the best way to do it. As you can kind of pretty much see and hear, we're about to enter into the midway area of the fair. This is where the larger rides, the bigger carnival games are going to be at here. So we'll bypass this one pretty quickly because I personally don't do carnival rides, but I know a lot of people that absolutely this is the best thing to do for at the fair. But for myself personally, not so much the case. Prices wise, as you can see at the booth behind me, right now 4 tickets are going to cost you $5, 16 tickets are $20, 40 tickets are $50, and then they also have a fast pass option which you can add on for $30. The fast pass pretty much gets you front of the line entry on some of the larger rides. Pretty much every ride or attraction has it, but it's most beneficial for the really large, you know, the most expensive rides. I did take a look at some of the pricing. Obviously, they're per ticket cost for the rides. They're as low as about $3 for some more kiddie rides, upwards of up to about 18 or 19, I believe, for Titan, which is the really large vertical one that I'm pointing to right now. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much you got to spend per ride. There is a special value in which you can do. It doesn't help you this year, but for next year to plan accordingly. But the day before the fair starts, if you buy tickets for the games in quantities of 50 or hundreds, you actually can save 20% off the total cost what it would be for those same tickets by buying them online through the fair. So obviously, like I said, right now the fair's already started. That is not going to help you much right now. But if you watch this video in preparation for next year, that's a really big tip to save a good amount of money. You can also purchase wristbands for the rides as well. Those are the all-day wristbands that you get to ride. Those are on Wednesdays and Thursdays. They have to be redeemed by 5 o'clock if you do plan to use those for the day. Unlimited rides plus 2 free midway games to be, you choose which one you want to do. So potentially you could win yourself a prize, which is nice as well too. RCS, which is the company that pretty much hosts most of these rides, as well as the Orange County Fair, is having a thing called Read and Ride. So if your little one can read 3 books, and then they fill out a form that's on the website. You fill out the form with those 3 books to ask you a few questions, your little one will actually get tickets for 2 rides to be used here during the fair when you guys come. So that saves you a pretty good amount of dollars right there alone. So walking by here, you can see they got all the classic. They got the ring toss on the duck. They got the pop-up balloon. They got the tilt-a-whirl style games. Win yourself a prize from the small to the large. They got the haunted houses. This one, I'm gonna point to right now, OC Fair, which is cool. They actually have a water ride, like a log flume ride. And there is Titan. Yeah, no way in a snowball's chance in hell are you gonna see me on that ride. No, not happening. Not whatsoever. Hey, this is the type of ride I can see myself going on. This is nice and safe. I can live on this ride. So here is the Orange Gate, another gate that you can enter in through. And this one smacks you right dab in the middle of the midway area. Over here, passing by, we see La Cantina. I see from here that most of the drinks are going to be that of Mexican beers and Mexican spirits such as tequilas and mezcals. And they do have a stage in the back that you can see right over there. Biggie's is known for their colossal fries right there. They always come in those big old cups or cones, I should say. Oh, and there it is. The OC Fair letters. And these are right outside of the Blue Gate, which for many people is considered, I guess, the main entrance of the fair. Because to the left, you also have Centennial Farm over there. And this goes straight up into the main tea section, like I said, which right behind the Big Chicken Charlie's is the hangar. Of course, as all fairs usually do, they have their own specially branded merchandise for sale. OC Fair, the name or the theming for this year is always a good time. Definitely some Southern California inspired shirts here. I kind of like that one a lot. Looks like the prices are ranging about $24 to $28 depending on the item. Hoodies are going for about $50. This one right here. Here's some of the ladies' shirts here. Ooh, this is a really nice color. I like that. Women's shirts look like they're just a couple dollars cheaper, around $24. Ooh, that's a nice tank top right there. Look at that. Of course, with any fair, you can't be complete without some sort of jacuzzi setup somewhere around here. Now, if somebody knows the answer, please do let me know. But why is it that fairs always have jacuzzis and patios and things that you would be like, why is it here? Do they sell very well during fairs like this? I don't know. It's interesting. Happy Day pony rides right over here towards the front. There's Centennial Farm. We're gonna go check that out in just a few moments here. And again, that is the Blue Gate right over there, which, like I said, is considered for many the main entrance of the fair. Toyota is doing their little activation up front here. They got all the various Toyota vehicles there and a chance for you to win a prize. This is good to know for people who may need it. Just to the right of the Blue Gate, they do have wheelchairs, strollers, scooters, and wagons for rental. Strollers are $15, all the way up to scooters being $65. And lockers, they do have lockers here as well too for you if you need it. They're $5 for all day plus a $5 key deposit, $15 if you end up losing the key. A little quick bite because it's getting close to 4 o'clock, so some of these tasting of the fairs are going to be closing here very shortly. We got about an hour worth of food. So we stopped at Garlicki's because they have a $5 chicken kebab. So that's pretty good. You could come with veggies, but I decided not to get the veggies. We're just going to eat it like it is, but it smells extra garlicky, which is nice. It's not as warm as it could be because they have these grills kind of in the back, the kebabs in the back. They've been selling them like hotcakes is what they were saying. Wow. It tastes pretty good, not bad, but it's okay. 4 out of 5. I'm probably being a little generous, but it's pretty good. Trying to grab as many of the $5 snacks as we can before the end. We ended up, first of all, getting a little dessert for later. That's over at Kathy's Cookies. Now, what's interesting, we ended up getting this cup. They can put about 5 to 7 cookies in there for $5, not bad. But these are the same cookies that if you ever gone to Angels Stadium to watch an Angels game, they come a couple trucks there. And when we were there a couple weeks ago, the lines were absolutely crazy for them. So we're like, these cookies better be dang good to try it out. So we figured, while we're here, let's grab a cup. Couldn't leave here without at least visiting my buddy Chicken Charlie. His $5 taste of the fair is fried avocado or slices of avocate. And obviously he's known for all the good, delicious fried food. You get the chicken sandwich is good, the waffle chicken sandwich, buffalo chicken mac and cheese. It's all good. It's one of my favorite fair foods here. And look at that. That is not bad for $5. Stopped at Bacon Nation for what they have. This is the sample. Is one pork belly wrapped in bacon, it's bacon coated, with a little bit of fries in this little basket. It's not too much. The bacon is good smokiness. It's not bad. It's a little too fatty of a piece. I know pork belly, hence pork belly, but this is all the fat. I already ate the meat portion of it. It's okay. The bacon's delicious, but this is not as good as I thought it would be. 3.5 out of 5 with this one. I'd probably skip this one in the future. Next up are these deep fried avocado slices. These are good size. This is probably about an avocado and a half if I had to guess. These are pretty good size. The flavoring of the friedness to it, it gives a different flavor profile, but I enjoy it a lot. This is this is really good. It needs something to dip in, like a ranch or some sort of like hot sauce, but that's pretty good. 4.5 out of 5. I enjoy that a lot. Last but not least, these chocolate chip cookies. Let's see if the hubbub was all, if it really was cracked up what it was supposed to be. Because like I said, we saw these at an Angels game once, and the line to get them was at least a good 45 minutes deep to get the buckets of cookies. So they have to be good, right? I will not deny the fact that these are good cookies. Very good cookies. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. This is the way I like my cookies. But is it enough to make you wait 45 minutes to an hour for? Absolutely not. So, as cookies go, very good, but I'm honestly going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. This is interesting, a pizza on a stick over here at Papagino's Pizza and Wings. This is another of the $5 tastings. And that's actually pretty good for $5. For a drink, went to Squeezer's Twisted Lemonade because they got a $5 lemonade for both sour apple, cherry, or regular, your choice. And I think we squeezed in one last item. That's going to be a deluxe nachos here at Noel's Mexican Food. And it's going to include your cheese, your beans, jalapenos, guacamole, sour cream. It's pretty much everything minus a protein, or a meat, I should say. And again, $5. Pizza on a stick. So you can see it's pretty much a half a French baguette. A few pepperoni slices on there. Pretty good for $5, I would say. It's decent pizza. Again, it's $5. It's one step above like cafeteria pizza you would have probably gotten in your school. It's okay, but not great. Again, $5. And that's the beauty part about some of these $5 items, in that if it's something you didn't like too much, oh well, it's only cost you $5. Wasn't that bad, right? So for this one, 2.5 out of 5. Washed down that pizza with a cherry lemonade here. They kind of skipped me a little bit. They didn't fill it up at least close to the top, but then again, this lemonade is normally $8, so $5 for this is a pretty good deal. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Not too sweet, pretty refreshing. Tastes like powdered, but not really fresh squeezed, but I might be wrong, but it's good. Yeah, 4 out of 5. It does the job. The nachos from Noel's. Now, nothing too fancy. I ended up not getting the jalapenos. They put the pinto refried beans, guacamole, nacho cheese sauce, basic corn tortilla chips. Nothing too fancy. It's basic nachos. Yeah, pretty good. The guacamole is decent. Beans are okay, but nothing too crazy. 3.5 out of 5. So, if memory serves me correct, we ended up getting 10 items, starting off with the tasty chips at the beginning of the day. We had the ribs after that, the Mexican funnel cake, aka the churro. We ended up also getting the garlic chicken kebab. We got the pork belly bite. So we're at 5 right now. 6, we got the cookies. We got the deep fried avocado. We got the pizza on a stick. We ended up getting the nachos and the cherry lemonade. So 10 items all there, and every single one of those items was $5. So $50 spent on a good amount of food for 2 people to share and have a good time. That's plenty. So we got a good variety of fair food here. Now that it's past 4 o'clock, everything's going to be its normal price, or it's going to be its full serving, but again at the full menu price item. So just like any good pig race, you got to get here as early as you can to get the best spot. Horseshoe track right over there. I don't know, maybe they go for Oreos, or you know what, they probably go for Kit Kats. That's probably what they do. Make it slightly different.
And they are up. Number 5, Strawberries off to a strong start. Wallace taking the lead. Number 4 is trying to catch up on the bend on the finish strip. It's going to be a tight race.
And then after the race, you can take a cute little family picture with one of the piggy stars of the Alaskan Pig Races. Coming up over here, we're going to continue on our journey. My friends over here at the Snack Shack, they of course have wonderful treats and desserts. Deep fried Snickers, Reeses, of course my favorite, the ever world famous deep fried gansito, which of course we have to have that a little bit later. And of course, kettle corns and popcorns. Walking by again past the hangar because we're gonna meet the OC Fair Foodies. But there's another cover band that's playing right now, and they're sounding pretty decent right now. Again, the hangar provides free entertainment until 5 o'clock, and then after that, technically, when the cover band that's performing, the A-lister, they're gonna be here to perform. And technically it's a seated venue only, but there's plenty of room back here in the back that you can just stand and listen to the music for free. Wonderful, join in, get close, get close. Hello everybody, how we all doing? This is a lively bunch over here. Not of coconuts, of course, but we do see some fruit around here. So I had a great time so far at the fair. We're enjoying ourselves. Cotton Candy, you doing well? You haven't been gaining weight. You're not sticky, are you? No, you've been good. And stop being such a sourpuss. Get it? Lemon sourpuss. Anyways, entering into the first of the halls, that's going to be the Costa Mesa Shopping Hall. And this is the one that's probably closest to the hangar on the right-hand side if you're facing away from the hangar. You'll see a fine collection of items. A lot of the same old that we've seen in other fairs, but this is pretty cool. Look at this, multi-arcades. You can have your own. Look at this, got the Simpsons playing. I remember that video game. I'm assuming they also have Ninja Turtles as well too, Mortal Kombat. That is pretty cool. And a digital pinball machine. Look at that. Oh, you get to choose which ones. Oh, over 1,100 different tables. Another staple of every fair is mattresses, accompanied by some massage chairs. You're allowed to take a seat on the beds there, but of course, always a tip is to try to get yourself a massage. Be respectful to the employees. They'll let you sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes, give you a little demo. They anticipate you hopefully making a sale, but they know that most people just come and sit down just to get off their feet and get a massage for a few minutes. Oh, what is this? Red Beards. Well, first of all, I love the name. You know why. But look at this. I see some hot sauce, some barbecue, some rubs, seasonings. Well, you know I have to try this out. So this one is the garlic jalapeno. We're gonna start with a milder one, and then we'll go up to the hot heat. Oh, the garlic flavoring is strong. Jalapeno, give it a little bit of heat, but as we know with heat, jalapenos on the lower side of the heat scale with chilies. So this is good on everything from tacos to meat to soup, even if you want to put a little bit in there. That is delicious. 5 out of 5 already. But we have to, you know me, I have to go for the 10 factor, don't I? We're going for the 3X. This is the Reaper Habanero Blend. Ooh, I'm in for fun. They were able to do it in such a way that they could take heat that's here and bring it down to a more tolerable level that everybody can enjoy. So just because it says 3X and it's got Reaper and Habanero, don't be fearful of it. That has good flavor. For me, it's about a 6.5, 7 on the out of 10 heat factor, but that's a 5 out of 5. So I think I'm gonna pick myself up a couple bottles. Also, found out this is a veteran-owned brand, Veterans Q barbecue sauce. I had a little sample on this one. Absolutely delicious, really good. But one cool factor about these guys, that is correct. They've actually won some Scovies. For those in the food scene, you know what a Scovie is. That is that's the Oscars when it comes to heat and barbecue sauce and chilies all around the world. And he won, not one, but 2 Scovies. Look at that. And believe it or not, it was actually for his powder, Steak Shake. And this is just SPG with a few other hidden secret blends in there. And my God, it's amazing. While we're here, this is the wine pavilion. You can taste award-winning wines. Now you can pick up a glass of wine, a little sampler, but one of the things they have specifically is that they're featured wines throughout California, North America, and they also have wine seminars. And for $30, the wine seminars, you get 8 1-ounce tastings of wine that are featured here, and then you also get a souvenir glass to drink and keep. So that's pretty cool. So I don't drink wine, I don't know much about wine, but apparently there's people here that know much more about this juice than I do. They got a featured winery over here, 4 días, 4 days. You can get a 2 1-ounce taster for $5, or served in an 8-ounce glass for $10. But a lot of people are enjoying themselves. Walking now inside the Santa Ana Pavilion, one of the 2 outside areas. Right across the way is going to be the LC Promenade. There's an exhibit over there. But while we're walking down here, oh, you can get yourself a different type of massage there, some Chinese relaxation stations. We got some outdoor patio barbecue sets. So this is more of the home and garden aspect of things here. Got flags, barbecues, a whole lot of jewelry too, like the golden toe rings. That's interesting. Why there's so many of them. Well, let's finish up this side of all the exhibits. Or I should say, let's finish this side of the pavilions. This is the Huntington Beach one. And this is where they're going to actually have the main themed exhibit for this year. Art of Music Experience. Now this is going to focus more on the creators and designers and artists of album art. Some of the most famous of album art from the years and decades of music. And this looks pretty cool. So we have David Bowie right there in his iconic Earthling with that beautiful UK Union jacket that he has on there. Elvis. Who can, of course, deny the wonderful Beatles art? Gloria Estefan, REM, Ozzy, AC/DC. Blind Melon with the famous little girl wearing the bee outfit. Inside this exhibit, they got Moon Go coffee roasters over there. And they also have some live painting going on as well too. I think they're actually recreating some famous album art. Oh yeah, so whoever's painting this one, they're recreating that album of the Beastie Boys right there. This gentleman over here is recreating War. And this one, The Doors Morrison Hotel. They even have an actual record store inside right now. Fingerprints Music located in Long Beach. They're selling some old vinyls, some new vinyls. Continuing our route down the main middle promenade area, there's some shopping or some vendors that are out here in the open in the tents that are just, I guess, south of the main plaza area. So let's check these out real quick. I see leatherware, I see art. Lots of cell phone accessories, so if you forget your cable, I think you're taken care of over here. Same with sunglasses. Lots of sunglasses around. And hats. My God, I've seen probably at least like 10 different hat companies here. Oh, I hear some Soggy Bottom Boys going on. I do love me some good bluegrass, so let's check this out. Come on. And that was a wonderful example of, coming up across some entertainment. The Rocky Bottom Boys playing some bluegrass. Of course, cover band of the Soggy Bottom Boys, the fictional band from Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Love that song. But they came across, they're performing at various times throughout the week when they're here. But that's one of the examples of a show that you could potentially see any day of the fair that you come. but most of the time it's going to be relatively random on the different stages who is going to be there. So definitely check the schedule online prior to coming if maybe there's a particular band or something you want to see. But chances are it's, you know, relatively random. A lot of community acts and even small bands like that. Entering now into the Crafters Village. Again, some more vendors this way. They are just to the left of Centennial Farms. You're going to see lots of more crafting vendors, artisans and whatnot. Quite a few. It looks like there's about probably 3 or 4 different rows of it. Get yourself a caricature if you like. Fairs are always fun with a caricature, but look at the artist and see what they draw, because you don't want to be insulted if you get a bad one. Got some jewelry, homemade cookies. We got dog harnesses and art. Oh, this gentleman right here, he's look like he's live sculpting a bust of a cat. They also have one of the butterfly pavilions over here. Admission is $3 for one person, 2 for 6. Each additional person is $2, and they do give you one of those little Q-tips that has a little bit of that sugar nectar to hopefully attract some butterflies. We have another one of the Amazon Wonders. They have a variety of macaws. They got the hyacinth macaws over there. They have a cockatoo. These are the ones that are a hybrid of the hyacinth macaws, and I forget which of the other ones are the blue and yellow macaws. They're a hybridized version, so they're not actually found natural in the wild. They're the product of peppers that have been turned into that beautiful iridescent color. Oh, who needs a giant chile that plays the trumpet for their yard? That is really cool. I like that. Or you can have a group of banana banditos that welcome you as well as greet you with maracas. Going across the way now to the OC Promenade. This is the other spot that's going to have the kind of, I guess, themed exhibit. This one specifically, Orange County Sand and Sea. It's a culinary explorer. But first of all, we're greeted with a little bit of a fun zone area for the kiddos. There can be a lifeguard tower and a beach cruiser. There is compliments of Melissa's produce. Today's demo is tangy apple preserve, roasted corn salsa, and a salsa jam. So they actually do demos on the process of how to make these items. Here's some of the award winners and entries for, looks like, jams and preserves. Chocolate Cove. I like that cove. Right there. So here's all the entrants for things like fudges and chocolates and chips and whatnot. First place, we got some chocolate confections, Buckeyes, whatever those are. This one, marbled marshmallows. First place for some fudge right over the dark chocolate with walnuts. And brittle and toffees. So here is the OC Promenade stage that's going to have the magic of Frank Thurston. He actually is probably one of the few acts that actually performs every day of the fair, and he is here, I believe, at 2, 4, and 6 o'clock on this stage, and only on this stage. Some of the items have yet to be actually sent in. For example, this is the future home of the Pies and Cheesecake competition, but that's not until August 7th. So some items won't be here until actually later into the fair. Here's some carved fruit from someone. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Got melons, got cantaloupes. That's some interesting artwork right there. Towards the front of the OC Promenade, they got a little scavenger hunt for the whole family. It's a treasure box scavenger hunt. Stop by all 10 marked land locations to reveal the secret word. For example, there's one right there, the Red Car Museum. That's number 1. So there's a little hint in there, and then we unscramble the word, and then eventually we actually get a prize. So let's do that real quick. But like we said, number 1 was the Red Car Museum, and there is the letter that corresponds to it is an L. And look at the prize we get. The treasure chest is full of the fortune teller fish or Swedish fish. Oh, and other fishes. Little plasticky toy fishes. I am getting myself a fortune teller fish because these are so cool. But now we're gonna trace back a little bit and check out the Centennial Farm. And the Centennial Farm is an active working farm. It lays on 3 acres of property, and it gives you a good idea of the agricultural and for livestock roots here of Orange County. And this is available to visit when the fairground, even if the fair is not necessarily in town, the Centennial Farm is open and available to see, because again, it is a working farm. Looks like they're closed at the moment, but there's a California rare fruit growers. They actually sometimes also have free samples of some rare fruits that you can actually try out, and they give you actually seeds if you ask them, so you can grow your own fruit tree down the road. You can see to the right, looks like we got a little bit of walking garden. You can actually see, I see some corn being grown over there. I got cacti. Looks like some peas and some apples and sunflowers. I see some peppers over there. We'll check that out in a second. Oh, nice little old green tractor right there. And if you do want to check out the farm, just remember it does close 1 hour before the rest of the park or the fair does. Look at that beautiful barn right here. This is nice. Oh, okay, so they got some plants on display. We did miss it, but they do have some milking demonstrations over here at 2:15, 4:15, and 6:15. Yeah, this actually would make a very beautiful spot for someone who wants a nice like farm-style country wedding, which I do believe the OC Fair does provide event space as well too. Oh, they got one of those windmills, but it actually pumps water in the well, so they have a water trough full of water here. Oh, look at that. We got some cows in this barn over here. There's a cow on display over there. We'll check her out in a second. But let's go inside the Century barn next. Oh, we also got some piggies in here as well too. Look at that. Ooh, look at these guys. These are some big boys right here. Look at this, you can even see some of the actual tools. Here's a oxen yoke. Look at that, really heavy thing right there. This is for a pair of oxen, a single one there. And look at this. This is an actual horn. Oh my God, I'm lifting it. This weighs at least a few pounds. There's that brass top right there. Next up is the silo building. Looks like they have a, oh, look at, ooh, it smells wonderful in here though, that's for dang sure. Oh yeah, look at that, but look at all these wonderful flower arrangements. Oh, so here is the where all the entries were for the floral arrangements, the cuts. They have different, I don't know what the categories are, but there's for the types of flowers, there's for arrangement, there's for like single flowers in a container, single flowers like encased in gel or something. I don't know. They have all these different types of things. I don't do flowers. I can't even keep a fake plant alive. Oh, but look at this one right there. That one gets my vote right there. Hey, see, right over here, got some pumpkins. This one won first place, James Crumb. That one's all warty right there. Got some plums and peaches and kumquats. Some cherry tomatoes right there. Got some sort of citrus fruits here, lemons. Got some, oh, look at that. That's a big old zucchini. Is this rhubarb? That's a beet, oh my goodness. Look at the size of this beet. Oh, no wonder it won first place. Nobody can beat it. Well, this is an interesting little seminar, a worm farmer training. So apparently you can make and take a worm bin. As you can see right there, they give you these little Chinese to-go boxes. And that guy's gonna give you some compost items. You're gonna get your own worm and take it home so you can start doing your own sort of compost. Here we are at the hen house. Look at all those chickens. Look at that, that's crazy. All these little sheepies right here, look at that. Oh, a big old family, including that one. I guess that one's the black sheep of the family. Continuing on here, they got this garden you can check out. Look, got some stalks of corn right there. Some beautiful flower. Oh, there's a watermelon grow. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. I'm going to be very honest. This Centennial Farm, that was actually very fun. One, because of all the lovely animals that are in there that you can actually pet. But that was actually very educational to kind of take a little bit of a step back in time, you know, to the agricultural rural routes history of Orange County and Southern California in general. And I've honestly, I mean, I've eaten all these foods, but I've never actually seen what they look like or when they're fresh off the plant or vine or whatever the case is. Just beyond the Pacific Amphitheater, there's going to be a concert here performing any minute now. Actually, it's almost 8 o'clock. But here is Heroes Hall, and this is a dedication again. How I was saying how the OC Fairgrounds was built over the old Santa Ana Army Air Base. So again, they have a long history of the military here, and they really truly like to represent. Like this wonderful jet. Okay, so this is a 1954 A4M. A Skyhawk, a McDonnell Douglas A4 Skyhawk. This was with the Marines. This one actually was flown by a Major Tom Elser. Just quickly, before we head into the hall, I do see some bronze plaques here. Let's see what some of these are. Oh, these are the Walk of Honor. Oh, and they celebrate some of the Orange County citizens here who have served and maybe received special accommodations. So like for example, Captain William E. Barber received the Medal of Honor. Wow, look at that. So let us visit the Heroes Hall. This museum is open year-round and is free admission, and you can come visit it. So it's open beyond the fairground areas. Currently right now there is an exhibit by Ed Bowen, who was a Vietnam War veteran. He did pass unfortunately a few months ago, and this is through his eyes, both photography and his art. He was a journalist in Vietnam, I believe. And obviously you can see just by the darkness, look at the faces on these gentlemen who were fighting in that conflict. You can see that war truly was hell. Here's some personal effects of Mr. Ed Bowen, including looks like his journal and some pictures that he took or drew. Wow, look at this. There is also a second level to explore here. It's a small little museum, but very, very impressive. And in this exhibit, we talk about the SAAB, which again stands for the Santa Ana Army Air Base. You can see how large of a complex that it used to be. That is where we are roughly. And again, if I back out, look how large that complex is. Oh, German POWs in Orange County. United States transport 425,000 German prisoners of war to harvest crops while Americans were fighting overseas. You know what? That is something I never knew. Bombardier site right there. Fun fact, I do know that the Bombardier, a trained specialist in flying, that when it comes down to it, they were actually going to drop the payload. At the time that the Bombardier is using this, he's actually controlling the plane, not the pilot in the cockpit. It's actually him controlling it. So he's essentially in charge of all the lives on board those planes. If you do come visit and you want to hear, they do play taps every day at 6 o'clock here at the Heroes Hall. So this little museum again is open beyond that of the fair time, and it's definitely worth a quick little visit. It's not a large museum, shouldn't take you more than half an hour to go through everything. We obviously spent about 15-20 minutes in there because we still got more stuff to do. Very informative, and I just learned a lot of facts about Southern California's history, involvement with different conflicts, especially that of World War II, in which that's the real focus of in a museum. So it was very educational and eye-opening in a way. Very nice. And now that the sun is starting to set, you can see that a second wind of energy happens at the fair. I always do enjoy this. It's not my favorite time, but I do enjoy seeing fairs at night. There's just something about the neon of all the various signs, the rides, the games. Also very noticeable here, this fair, the OC Fair, is very much so a nighttime fair or a later half of the day fair. Population-wise, crowd level-wise was very low and minimal when we were here for the first few hours. And then right around like that 4-ish, 4:30 mark, you can see the density of the crowds was really picking up. And it's not overbearingly crowded, but it's definitely more so than not. I'm sure there's going to be some ride lines that are going to be very busy if we were to go by them. Going into the next hall, this one is hobbies and handcrafts. So we're going to see a lot of the blankets and quilts and other items that are made by hobbyists and even some professionals as well too. Of course, a good fair always has a good amount of quilts around here. Some very beautiful ones. Well, that's a very big Dragon Ball Z dragon. I don't know what the name of the dragon itself, but that I could tell based upon the color. And look at how big it is. It probably took forever to make. Oh, look at this. It's a Pepita. It's an Alebrije helmet. And that's definitely based off of Pepita from Coco. Ooh, people make custom cards. This is actually something I've never seen even at the San Diego Fair. People making paper goods like this of these 3D style cards. Ooh, look at this one of the giraffes. Oh, and here is the table setting. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Table setting, and they have theme. Like this one is obviously the 70s. And I bet you some people are going to have some flashbacks with seeing what's here. Fondue right there. Plastic cups. I had some of these growing up. And that is a nice little placement. Oh, it's cool. So first of all, it's made of pennies, and look who that is. The face of the penny, our 16th president, Mr. Abraham Lincoln. That is really cool. Now this is a dinner I want to be a part of over there, and they won best napkin folds, and you can clearly see why. These aren't my style of shoes per se, but these are still really cool. Look at these. They got little heads of Darth Vader on them, R2-D2 on them, Snow White and all the dwarfs. Yeah, and that's probably why it won best of class. And then the last exhibit hall that we're going to check out is that of the visual arts. So this is going to be the fine arts and photography section. We'll start over here with the right. Okay. Oh, that's cute. American Gothic, but it's Aussie Gothic. This is also where they're going to have the very famous woodworking. Lots of beautiful tables and chairs. Musical instruments. Ooh, a wonderful chess set right there. Oh, this little, what is this? A candelabra made out of Himalayan pink salt. What do you mean manipulated image? Are you telling me Godzilla's not real? I refuse to believe that. This is a travesty. He is real. And then over on this side, we're going to have the fine art drawing style. Paintings, pencils, chalk, watercolors. Over here at the woodworkers tables, one they can show you demos of actual woodworking lading going on, but they even got little toys that you can actually play with, including this little basketball pop shot. Oh, that was close actually. Wow. Let's see if we can. Oh no, that was. There it is. We're about ready to finish the day here at the fair and go home. But before we did, I want to show you one last thing. So the One More Night, the Phil Collins tribute band is here playing at the hangar. And sure enough, yeah, you can pay for a seat, which gets you admission to the fair. But if you just want to get admission to the fair and watch this concert later by itself, here it is. Look, we're standing right outside the hangar and I can see the band playing. The music is good. So that's a tip. Don't even worry about paying for the package at the hangar. Just come to the fair and enjoy yourself. Well, we are pretty much going to put a wrap on this whole fair experience. But to end the night properly, I think we need a dessert. And if you've watched any of my previous fair videos, you know there's a dessert I always have to have. But since this is the OC fair, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go visit my friends over at the Snack Shack, and I think I'm going to try out a different deep fried item. Let's go. And I think we're going to get a deep fried, we're going to do a double today. We're going to do a deep fried Snickers and a deep fried Reese's peanut butter cup. So that is the Reese's peanut butter cup, and that is the Snickers. Let us start off with this Snickers. Snickers nougat is delicious. It's obviously it's a whole Snickers bar, but then because it is deep fried, it melts slightly, but not completely. So it's not like ooey gooey. It's just like if you put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds and get it nice and soft and melty, but not, like I said, liquidy version of it. That was dang good. The peanuts are nice and warm. The nougat is nice and warm. The caramel is nice and warm. I like that a lot. It does not replace my gansito, but that is a 5 out of 5. And here is the Reese's peanut butter cup. I will admit, I'm a bigger fan of Reese's peanut butter cups than I am. That's like Reese's peanut butter cups and Kit Kats are like my 2 weaknesses for chocolate bars. So what I love about this one is that the chocolate gets melted, so it ingrains into the dough, the breading, I don't know what you want to say, but the peanut butter has I guess a higher temperature melting point or something like that. So the peanut butter is still decently solid inside. So it's not too ooey gooey, but just soft, but still solid, and it works very well. I loved it. That's a 5 out of 5. So a 5.15 for the Reese's peanut butter cup, because I did enjoy that one much better than the Snickers, but both of them were absolutely delicious. So must-haves. There's a store right over here. We almost passed them, but they got a whole bunch of different beer taps and handles. I'm going to assume that they're for sale, but I can't tell for sure. Yeah, look at tap handles are anywhere from $20 to $150, and they got quite a few of them. Wow. So I wanted to make sure we put this in the video before we left. This reminded me. So the theater, the stage that's right next to the Pacific Palisades Amphitheater, after a certain hour, what they do is they actually make live rock and roll karaoke. So you heard them sing a little bit ago. There's a band, an actual band that plays live music, and you can choose a bunch of different songs. There are people choosing songs right over there, and then go on stage and sing and with them these karaoke songs. That is so cool. Well, that's going to do it for today's journey here at the OC Fair for 2024. I had a great time. I hope you did as well too watching the video. We enjoyed ourselves being here. Got to pretty much see everything for the most part. Got to see the animals, try some delicious fair food, especially those last dessert items that we had, the Reese's peanut butter cup and a deep fried Snickers. Mwah, absolutely amazing. But I digress. And then I bid you adieu. But before we do, please do me a huge favor, give this video a big thumbs up for me if you enjoyed it. Second, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, haven't done so already. And third, hit the notification bell, because I have a lot more journeys headed your way, including conventions, expos, all different types of attractions throughout Southern California. Also, take it one step further and follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for even more content. So for me to you, thank you, and then I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye.